Gian, congratulations. What a result. Fabulous performance. Just sum up how you're feeling for us.
Thank you, Phil. I feel over the moon. I knew it was going to be tough today, and Wessel showed that during the game. He let me off probably in the first 5 legs of the game, and then after that it was a close contest. But I am so glad with the win.
Is that your best performance back since everything that's gone on looked more yourself? The big finishes were back. Your stage demeanour seemed more you as well. Is that the best you've felt since everything that's happened?
Over a long format, yeah, I think one of the best play, maybe, when I played Johnny in New York, I think that was maybe the best game. But after that, especially over this format, this is one of the best games I've played since, well, after the World Championship, and I'm so glad with this win. Scoring was good enough, finishing was really good, especially on the high pressure moments, and yeah, I think that's what sealed me this win.
How big was that 148? Because you were up against it at that point. Wessel was primed, ready. How big was that moment?
It was very big. He left 64 for the match, and before that, my first dot wasn't really going where I wanted to be. But as soon as that first dot was in on the 148, I knew, okay, just hit that flight, make it glide in, and it was. And I knew double 14 is one of my favourite doubles as well, especially on the pressure, because it's like a vertical double, and I hit it, and you can see by the emotion I let after that finish, I knew that was big, especially in this match. And yeah, probably if I missed that finish, he would have taken out the 64, and he would be sitting here right now.
Preparation obviously far from ideal. You're expected to go on 8:30-ish, and then you get the call that you're going to be on an hour early. How does that affect your preparation, and how far through your routine to get ready are you at that point?
Yeah, it's not ideal, as you said, but especially here, like on the majors, I always come a little bit early because of all the media. There's a lot of people outside, like wanting autographs, so you're coming here early just in case. And then, of course, what happened to Cammy wasn't ideal for my preparation, but it's all about Cammy's health. He's been doing well lately. Like after that incident, he's been doing well. He's going back to his accommodation, so that's the most important part. And as soon as I knew that before the game, I was like, okay, just focus on your own game. But yeah, as you said, it's not ideal, but it's the same for my opponent.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gian, well played today.
Thank you.
That situation where you're having to play such an important match a lot earlier than expected, has that happened before? And did you and Vessel have a chat when that decision was made?
I don't think it's happened before. As soon as I got the call, like you're playing in 50 minutes, of course you're not happy about it, but it's not about me. As I said, it's about Cammy. He's doing well at the moment, so as soon as I knew that, I was like, okay, it is what it is. You got to keep your head down and just focus on your match ahead. And it's the same for your opponent. And of course, Wes and I talked about it. It's not ideal, but it's the same conditions for every player, so it is what it is.
Do you think, especially given what happened, do you think that experience on the big stage helped you? Because we've seen what Vessel's done on the Pro Tour, not translated yet onto the major stage, whereas you've been to a world final, you've won a major, played in the Premier League. So do you feel like you were capable of dealing with more external factors than maybe Vessel?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't talk for Wessel. He's been a phenomenal player this year. You've seen it on the Pro Tour, on the European Tours, and also on the majors. He's played well this week. He was a bit unlucky maybe today against me. But yeah, I can't say that my experience got me through today. Of course, for myself, I felt comfortable. I felt really comfortable on that stage, even though in the tiebreak I felt good. I knew I was up against it. I had a couple of legs where if I lost it, I would have lost the match. I still felt comfortable on those legs, and that's my experience, but I can't say for him that his experience lost the game.
Yeah, in those moments, there was a lot of emotion at the end after the 148, check out a few other legs as well. It's not something that we see loads from you. Did you feel like you needed to release that energy just so it wouldn't affect your game and just to almost breathe and relax?
Yeah, for sure. Especially after the 148, I needed a couple of breathers. And yeah, it's something you don't see a lot from me, but you don't play a lot of World Match Play or the World Championship during the year. We always feel that it's an important game, and of course the World Match Play is the second biggest tournament after the World Championship of the year. You've seen it during the World Championship, you've seen it here, especially in close games, and if I didn't take the 148, I would have lost the match. So it was probably the biggest shot of this tournament for myself, going forward. And I'm glad I hit it. I needed to release some emotion, but as soon as I hit it, I was like, okay, calm down. It's equal. You didn't win the game. You're not even in front. It's just equal. So I need to calm down. But yeah, luckily I did.
Thank you, Gian. Well played today.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Well done, Joe.
Thank you.
You led for a lot of that game. until Vessel came right back into it towards the end and sort of overtook you right near the finish line. How were you able to refocus at that point and try and get that out in line?
Yeah, it was difficult. You know, I let 9-7, I think it was, and then I let him back him into 9-0, and from that moment onwards, he led the whole match, and I was under pressure, especially in the leg. He got 10-9 in front, 11-10, and I knew I needed to keep my own leg to win, to even be in this game, and I think that's what experience got me through it as well. I know 2 years ago when I played Rob Cross here, he got to a tie break as well. Even though I lost that match, I knew what it's like to play a tie break, play a lot of close matches in the World Championship as well. So I felt comfortable, even though I was up against it. But I think scoring wise, but especially finish wise, really got me through this game today.
How does the pressure of a tie break in the World Match Play compare to some of the sort of big pressure moments that you've felt across your career so far?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Of course, the World Championship, you're playing set format, so it's different. But even the deciding legs in the set is a lot of pressure. But even here, you know, when you're, as I said, 10-9 or 11-10 down, you know, if you lose this leg, you're out, and that's not what you want to happen. So I think that 1-4-8 really got me through this match, and I think it's probably one of the biggest shots I hit in my whole career.
And finally, I know there's a couple of years between yourself and Vessel, but do you see some sort of similarities between the journey that you've taken within the PDC and the one he's taken with the steps you've made at certain times?
A little bit. I think he's doing way better than I am on the floor, or maybe even the European tours. You know, he's won a load of floor events. I've only won one. He's won 2 European tours. I've won 0. But you know, on the majors, that's where it counts. And I think he's not made a quarterfinal yet on the major, and I'm in another quarterfinal. I've made the World Championship final. I've won the European Championship. So if you look at majors, I'm ahead, but otherwise he's ahead. So it's quite similar. But I know that if he's doing what he has been doing for the past 12 months, he's going to get there, and I'm sure he will.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Gian, congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
I just wondered about your actual relationship with Wessel, because it's been much discussed the fact this could be a rivalry for the next 10 years, but it's not out of the realms that next year you could be the Dutch team at the World Cup of Darts.
Yeah.
Does that excite you, Ruth?
Well, if you play like that, yes. You know, I think, you know, I've known Wessel since I was like 12, 13 years old, so I know him really well. I know what he's capable of, and I get along with Wessel. I wouldn't say he's my biggest friend, but I get along with him. So if he plays beside me in the World Cup of Darts next year, then so be it. You know, he's a quality player. So I think if I play with him, we're in for a really good chance to win the title. If the Luke and Luke doesn't turn up, but it's you know, if it happens, it happens. But yeah, I'll get along with him.
And just the last one on the crowd. They seem to be really on your side tonight, chanting your name. How much did that actually help you in those difficult moments?
It really did. You know, it's not happened too much for myself. I know I'm number 3 in the world, but you always play like the likes of Johnny Clayton, Gezi Price, Gary Anderson, who are massive crowd favourites, and you know, tonight was different. They were chanting my name. It's been a bit different for myself. I really enjoyed it, so I think they got me through this game as well.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
To change your